And welcome back to Rise of the Runelords. It is session 69. And in the previous session, you, the seven of you, successfully caused a diversion. Well, maybe not successfully, but you caused some amount of diversion. And were able to, after a perilous plunge into the icy depths of the pond, were able to approach and assault the active southern gate. Some big quality fighting happened. A flock of phoenixes chased down an ogre. Artanis dove under the door that Ver and Vale were holding up and started cranking it. And at present, Emery is not dead, as are all of you also not dead, and we may resume there. So we are at this one. Got our ambience, our music. Got a bit of waterfall. And the rain. Where's that? There's the rain. Got 4 things going on. It's so much. Okay. We did leave off at the top of the turn order, I believe. Meaning it is Shalelu's turn. Yeah, so let's get right back into it. Shalelu, let's see. 20, 30, 50, 60, 70. Okay, that's reasonable enough. I definitely have the range for that. I believe yes, for another 6 rounds or so.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what that is. Okay, so she is going to plant her feet firmly, maybe take a whole 5-foot step, that little itty bitty increment. You can bicker about that. She is gonna take her 2 focused shots towards the injured ogre. Now I realize when I got my boxes of dice out, I did not get my dice out, so excuse me. Okay, hello dice. Oh, wow, okay. What is a longbow's crit range? Still 20. Okay, it's not 19, 20.
But isn't it times 3?
It is times 3.
That's what I thought.
Yes. Um. So, plus that. Yeah, so that's 34, and I don't need to check AC for that.
Nope.
I do need to check statistics, though. I didn't pull that up. Almost there. Ta-da! There they are. Okay. Yeah, more than enough. And then second one is 23. Also more than enough to hit. So that is going to... Oops, sorry, I hit my mic. It's going to be 2d8. Yeah, whatever. 2d8 plus 2, 4, 6, 8. 2d8 plus 8. If there's confusion where the change in damage has come from, that is because I'm juggling so much and I missed a feature.
No worries. It is very thick with features, Pathfinder.
It is. Okay, well, unfortunately that's only 11 damage across 2 shots. But still pretty substantial. Emery.
I'm going to shuffle so I can see inside better.
Yes, you will.
And I've already apologized for this at the end of last session, so I don't feel bad doing this now. I am going to Ice Storm again. Preferably, if I can get all of these guys, like these 3, I would like that. If not, right here, because I know
What's the
you're.
radius on it again?
It is 20 feet.
20-foot radius.
And I'll cast it when I see the circle.
Yeah, I mean, if you picked, like, this, like, 5-foot sort of area, I believe that would be plenty to hit, oh, jeez. No snapping. No snapping, please. Yeah, that would be plenty to hit, these 3, as well as the one about to be frozen in the water.
Alright, I love that. So, for them, it's just straight damage. And then they have heavy snow and sleet raining down on them. They take -4 perceptions. That's what I'll go for. And if any allies get hurt, so be it. Because I already apologized.
So, did you, Game Mistress, say that we could escape damage, or do we need to roll as well?
You will need to roll. Well, okay, hold on. Pinpointing, like, that sort of area. I think there, you're probably okay.
Alright. But Vale, maybe not so much.
Vale, less so because of his large body.
The absolute size of that lad.
It's also not a roll, it's just automatic damage.
Oh, okay. I'm used to making the old saves and whatnot. But I guess I don't have to worry about any damage then.
Yeah, that is a truly special spell, jeez.
And so that's another... Let's see here.
Good old Pathfinder spells.
That is... Let me mark myself real quick, because that is 7 more rounds of new sleet and snow falling down.
Correct. I love that the cold was more than the bludgeoning.
And yeah, that's my turn. So 12 cold, 8 bludgeoning to whoever's within that 20 feet, and there is more snow and sleet forming, blocking everyone's view.
Okay, that's...
I think it's like...
the thing where you can see
solid
5 feet
hit.
away? Oh, excuse me.
I would not take away 5 feet away.
Okay, cool.
And if I remember correctly, it was ruled anyone, because it's normally anyone in the circle has the -4 on perception, but you also said anyone looking through the circle takes it.
Yeah.
And then I feel like we should probably have some sort of ring here, because it's like, oh, that's not what I wanted. No, hold on. It's a big circle of difficult terrain now. So I'm just trying to figure out how that would be. It's like,
it was basically okay. Right.
Because I cast it twice, so it'd have there's 2 storms over each other.
The latest one is like here-ish, and then the one before it, Vare and Vale are most certainly still within.
Mm-hmm.
I will say for the one guy who is currently well submerged into the water, he's going to take quarter damage just because it's magical, but it is hail. And it's gonna
That's fair.
That being said, 5 damage is more than enough to start drowning him.
Oh, lovely.
Oh yeah. We had been beaten on that guy.
Yeah.
Away.
And
so it kind of looks like I should
that's
take
just my
the
turn.
damage, though.
Yeah, that is.
By
don't
that
worry.
circle. Okay. I won't.
I'm gonna say don't worry about it, Vare.
Alright.
Vale, unfortunately, is sticking significantly more inside of it.
I can kind of throw myself up against a wall or something and avoid it.
Pretty much.
Sweet.
Okay. After Emery, we get to the special ogres. Ogres.
Any damage to all of those guys. That's awesome.
Okay. Cece. Right. Okay. Medium. Okay, so that's in range. Can I have you make a caster check? Just above concentration, you click on, I'm pretty sure it would be sorcerer for you.
Wow.
Okay, so best possible outcome of this, the ice storm is going to cut your flock of phoenixes down to half and not destroy them outright. So you will be dealing 7 damage and will be taking the half of the fire damage until the spell ends. 7, that is, unless he succeeds his save, which I will check right now.
But I thought that the hail only did damage once.
Oh,
It's
it
still
did.
snowing.
Ah. Oh. Okay.
It did its icy damage to the flock of phoenixes.
Ah, it was already in there. Right. That's right, because it was chasing after the guy in the water.
Is it reflex save? Yes. Okay, so no on the save, so the full 7 damage. Ouch. Hmm. What are you looking to ascertain? Yeah, that would be reasonable. You can almost barely see him, but you can see him. Oh, shoot, now it's lingering. There. Yeah, you can hit him with a spell. Okay. Range touch attack. Yeah, that one is going to... Hold on. I need to check something. Okay. Hmm. "17 fire. Um... Okay. I guess first I'd like to ask, because these have to be fired simultaneously, where are you targeting the second scorching ray? Okay, same guy. Okay. So it does miss. I'll let you know what's going on after your second one. "16, more than enough to hit the touch. So that means it is 14 fire damage to this one. He sees one of the rays blast past him, and he turns his head to look at where that came from, and the second one strikes him right in his chest. Dropping him and mildly setting him on fire. Okay. Sure. Make a perception check. Artanis, Vale, and Vare can also make perception checks at, I'm gonna say, a hard minus of -5 because you are not paying as explicit attention as she would be.
I'm gonna go ahead and forego that. I'm not paying attention to anything but the ogre in front of me.
Sounds good.
All right, 15.
Yeah, okay. Nothing seems amiss for Artanis and Vale, despite, seeing magic happen. Cece. Actually, I'll give this to you in a little bit of a whisper.
Oh, whispers.
I suppose, Cece, your turn is technically over, so Artanis.
Okay, it's payback time. This dude keeps trying to hit me while I'm cranking, so let's do a full attack. Flurry. So that's going to be, yep, this one. And then I'll roll the 2 additional attacks. One for the flurry, and then one for haste.
Okay. You said one for the flurry.
Yeah. Flurry adds 1 more attack at my highest BAB,
Sure.
but all my attacks are at -2.
Yeah. Okay. So you got 2 extras?
Yeah, the second extra was from Cece's haste from last game.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't hear you say haste. I heard you say something. Yeah.
No, you're good. I'll roll. I'm going to safely assume that the 20 and 21 hit.
Yeah, you can roll 3, or I suppose 2 times since the damage already rolled for that one.
That's kind of rude. All right.
Triple sevens. You win at
Yeah.
slots.
I mean, 21 is something.
Blackjack.
Just by 1,000 cuts.
There you go. Ouch. Yeah, you do turn around and you are able to slash into him. He pulls back, anticipating your second attack, and you swing wide. But you go all in and are able to get 2 additional attacks, and he is not prepared for that. There.
All right, I'm gonna step 5 feet towards that one in front of me, and wait, 20 plus 15. Okay. That's a hit, I'm assuming, so...
Yes, that's going to be a hit.
3d6 plus 10. 21 damage. And then...
You slice into this damaged ogre, and he collapses forward.
Aww. So then... no way I'm gonna be able to reach over to the guy in front of him, so... I reckon... That's my go.
Sounds good. That's just how the turns go sometimes.
You know, at least I killed someone, you know?
You
There's
did.
always that.
You absolutely did. It's always merit to killing someone, you know?
Mhm. Murder is acceptable way to solve your problems.
Exactly.
Now my
Okay.
V brother. Now, okay, if he doesn't kill this ogre, he's losing.
Vale is going to actually take in the situation around him. Is going to take a 5-foot step and get in range to slice at the leftmost ogre, who he sees has taken even more of a beating than the one in front. So they're not +1 battle axe and hand axe, they're regular, however. Okay. Oh, it's wrong. Why does that look that way? Uh-oh, have I been doing it wrong? Hold on, let me check something. Okay. Got it. So, Vale is going to make absolutely sure this guy goes down now, and is going to swing his battle axe in from one side, cut down with his hand axe. Let's see. So we've got, what do we have? We have 23 to hit, and no Pumbaa. And a 24 to hit. Wow, good for him. Both of those are going to hit. So we'll take this, and we'll take this. Yeah. That's going to be 23 damage in total from him. Sacking this ogre. And he turns with a grin and swings his battle axe one additional time. His second attack at the minuses. At the one remaining ogre in front of him. So actually.
Oh. Will he do it? I don't think he will.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see him try.
That is a 17. Which is gonna hit.
For sure.
So, he's going to deal 12 damage, sinking his axe into the ogre's chest and then pulling it back out, ready for more. With his turn over, it is the ogre's turn. Okay, double checking a thing. Okay. You know what? Let's see how this ogre's wit. Yeah, okay. He's going to charge forward at you, Vare. Taking one big swing at you.
Oh.
Out of the phoenixes. Well, it's hard to say out of the phoenixes because the phoenixes are rather small in comparison to him, but he comes charging with a battle cry. Going to get that charge bonus.
Indeed.
Oh, it's possible. It's possible. Oh, okay.
Yes.
That will be a 29.
That will hit.
Yes. Ha ha ha. I win. I
Hooray.
win, Pathfinder.
You found the path, which is killing me. Or not. I'm still at full health. You finally hit me.
Does charge increase damage or just to hit? Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was just to hit.
Mm-hmm. And he's got a little bit less AC now.
He does, in fact, have less AC. Okay, so that's 10 and 25 damage as he charges up and hooks directly into you for pulling it back.
So you said 23?
25.
25, excuse me. 72 hit points left.
I gotta say, a pretty decent hit for this lowly ogre.
Yeah, for real. He's swinging some fire. Can't take 3 more of those.
Okay. So, bottom of initiative, we've got Jack. Who
Did you skip this guy?
I think I did. Yeah. That guy gets a shot at Vale. Because of course he does. That's how this works.
Yup.
That is a 15. Which, given his regular gear, is not going to hit. Even with, I believe, the -2 from enlarge.
Yeah, I think -2 sounds right.
But yeah, it was kind of a wasteful turn. Let me actually, yeah, pay attention to some other things on the board. Okay. 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 That's that. Now back to Jack, who has an Emery, a CC, a Vale, and a Vare in front of him. I think he's going to have to move up in front of Emery to get any kind of clear shot, which he will take. A single shot on Vale's ogre. Yes. That is a 26, which will plainly hit. Okay. So this. Okay. For that single arrow, he sinks in 7 points of damage. Next up is Shalelu, who is going to similarly make her way. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jeez, okay. I mean, yeah, I guess kind of around there. She'd probably go up on the other side of Jack at the end of her movement, and we'll fire at the one on Vare.
Nice.
Single shot. Shalelu really likes 19s.
I do too.
So that is 34, which is gonna hit. And then a D8 plus... D8 plus 3. Okay. 9. 9 damage sunk into this one.
Nice.
back to the players and not me playing with myself. Emery.
Yeah. I don't know if I really have much to really do here, personally. I'm definitely not gonna ice storm on 2 people. So instead, I'm gonna move to, like, the edge of wherever I see the snow falling. So I'll move in, like, under the archway a little bit. And I will... I don't know if I have to use my action to take one out, but I will do whatever it needs to do to take out one of my potions of Cure Light Wounds. And if I can drink it, great. If not, I'll do that my next turn. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Because I just remembered something. I'm going to walk up and just ready myself in case an ogre gets closer.
What are you readying?
I will ready to stab it with my short spear.
Wonderful. Special ogre. Okay. Cece.
All right. I would like to do something, but what I need to know is, were we made aware that there are possible survivors here?
Give me an intelligence check. Dig into those memories.
14.
From what you recall, the 2 that are with you today were outside of the fort. And otherwise there was no... You don't believe there was any message of survivors.
Okay.
1 second. I'll let you formulate.
Sure. Alright. With that knowledge, and the knowledge whispered to me. Interesting. Okay. Alright, I know-ish what I'm going to do when she returns.
I have returned.
Awesome. Okay. So I will, as a move action, send the flock of phoenixes this way. 20 feet.
Okay.
Lava.
Sure.
Ooh, this is a big box. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so they're just gonna head that direction. For the size of the token, I think that lands at 20 feet. Thank you.
Roughly. We're doing rough measurements here.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So I will move it there. I see Emery is. See, Emery is wounded. How's he looking?
Happy as ever, and also very hurt.
Also very hurt. Perfect. Okay, great. Then I will cast. I will upcast Healing Arc, Burning Arc. It's gonna start with our wonderful axe wielder, and then loop around to hit Emery. So first one to our axe wielder, second one to Emery. 29 to our axe wielder, 19 to Emery.
Okay. Very nice. He sees flames wrap around his pretty shiny bald head and feels that rejuvenation. And if not for the verbal components of you chanting this out, might have taken that as a sort of second wind and the fire inside.
Aw, I took that away from him. My bad, buddy.
He
sure he has
still
no
very
complaint.
much takes it in stride.
Love it. Okay. And then I can still take a 5-foot step, so I think I'll join the crew in the under area. And then Jay is part of the 2 guards that we picked up, right?
Yeah, part of the 2 Black Arrow, correct.
Okay, perfect. So as I step up, I will look at Jay and say, any chance of survivors? And that'll be the end of my turn. He can answer back on his turn.
I don't think that'll be necessary. It's as simple a message as could be. He'll sort of side-eye you while keeping his gaze forward, in his bow up. It would be a mighty fine blessing if I could say yes, but I doubt it.
She just gives a swift nod, and her eyes kind of burn as she looks at her phoenixes that are heading towards what she has learned to be flammable buildings. And my turn.
Okay. Artanis.
Alright, let's see if I can hit this guy. I think this guy's within 30, right? Yes. Okay. I'll full attack. I don't think I can flurry with this weapon, but if that's not the case, I'll correct that later. So, 2 attacks for the full, +1 for haste, with a throwing arrow hitting this guy.
Oh, okay. So 2 thrown arrows.
Yeah. 2 thrown plus 1 haste thrown.
Sure.
Okay, so let's do some damage. Hey, there you go.
Hey, look, it's those 7s again.
Yeah, more
I
7s.
know. They're back. And then the third one.
The third one. The 29 is more than enough to hit.
Anyone want to guess what this one's gonna be?
6.
Damn
Oh!
it.
I was right! I didn't even know if
Okay.
6 was in the threshold. You stick 2 of your throwing arrows into him. The third one missing due to the obscuring snow.
Okay.
And he keeps himself up. Actually, that's a good point.
If it matters, and I don't know, the haste does add +1, so it's actually a 15.
That will not.
Okay.
I need to check something for Cece's sake. Okay. Cece, could I have you make a perception check at -4?
Sure. Alright, I will add in the modifier there. -4. This is great. Holy shit.
Nice.
What?
Hey, you normally at a +7?
No.
No?
Didn't take it, should be a -1, so it's actually a 19, but it's still a crit.
Oh, okay. 19. Yeah, okay. 19 is fair play for you to see through the sleet storm enough to note where the building is. We don't need to change anything about that.
Okay.
There.
All right, a couple of swings at this guy in my face.
Mm-hmm.
Uno.
1.
16 damage. How's he look?
16 damage. He's hurting.
All right, well then, how about... Fair.
2. That'll also hit.
Oh, shit.
What the fuck?
That last one, that's just... I just hit the thing too quick. Almost. 21 damage. So that's 37 damage.
21.
Yeah, 37 damage total.
Yes.
Bye!
You do. You take this one down, and he, chopped off parts of him fall into, the drain, as the rest of him falls back, laying right on the edge.
Yep. My sword right in his sternum.
Unless you wish to make a slight movement, which you may make on your own time. Vale is up next and is going to absolutely slaughter this ogre.
Indeed.
Here we go. So that is that. So yeah, 28 and 17 both hit, and 25 all 3 hits. Let's just see what that would do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All 3 of those attack equate to 37 damage.
Oh yeah.
Much more than necessary for the 3 HP remaining.
Twinsies damage. We both rolled 37.
Oh, you did?
How about that?
Okay. Looking around at the state of things. How things are going, I'm going to cut initiative. Did I un-X him? X.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Given time, the snow will go away.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I have how many more rounds? If 5 more rounds of my phoenixes, I will send them to that building and have them spin it around trying to catch it on fire.
Okay, to be clear, the right building?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep, so probably a round for them to get there.
How heavy is the rain? Is it just going to get doused?
Give me a perception check, Emery.
Sure.
I know this would be like a nature or a survival thing, but I want you to do perception because this is separate.
Okay. 6.
Okay. I guess that kind of should have been up to you. If you would like, you can make a survival or survival.
Okay, well, if survival is option, I'll gladly do survival. 14.
14. Okay, so you don't see anything that might give you any hints as far as survival. I feel like it probably would be more potent indoors.
Okay. I mean, I think I just pass along that simple information, you know. Like, I turn to Cece and I just say, with all the rain going, you might have an easier time burning it down if we open the doors for you.
Good point. And I will instruct the phoenixes if I can to like hyper focus on an area to try to burn a hole in, and then just go in and just fucking cause chaos inside.
That'd be tight.
I don't know if
And
I can specifically do that, but I'd be willing to make a caster check to try.
How many rounds do you have after the movement?
After the movement, I will have 4 rounds left.
4 rounds. Okay. Roll damage.
Okay. 14.
Damaging objects. 14. Okay. Okay. So that would be 7 damage to the wall, as not only does the rain assist it from going up in flames, but also the phoenixes had been previously cut in half. From the distance that you are at, which is a fair bit of distance, I would need a perception check from you at the -4 again, because it is still there would at that point still be the sleet,
Okay.
the ice storm.
You bet. I will make sure to push enter when I put in the -4.
While this is happening, I'm just going to ask Vale and Vare to, if they can do me the kindness of moving these bodies off to the side, since they have the strength and are big.
Right. I'll take one over either shoulder and pile drive it over in the corner.
Kind of just oversee it.
They're
I
just having a
think,
shop putting contest.
Vare, you're gonna have to go one at a time.
Yeah,
They
they're
are
over
still
control.
large creatures.
Yep.
How are you now? What's the light barrier like that? Oh, yeah.
Nope, that's where you go, Artanis. Sorry.
I did not make room for a door. My apologies. I also apologize if that like changed what you were doing.
No. It's
Okay.
very. If you're talking to me, it's very reasonable that I couldn't take 2 at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose if I tried to drag them, I probably could do it 2 at a time.
Yeah. I think that would be reasonable. Cece, you're trying to catch a glance through the remains of the 2 ice storms. You can see smoldering happening and perhaps a dent going on, but it's not necessarily catching, and you haven't made a hole as of yet.
Okay. I would spend the last rounds focusing on trying to get through, and if I can get through with at least 1 round left, the
All
goal
right,
would be
so,
to get inside
yeah.
and find something to light.
I think you had 4 rounds after the movement.
Correct.
So
round 3. So
you can make me 3
yeah,
additional damages.
perfect.
7, 3, and oh wow, 8. So there was 7 before. Another 7, 3, and 8. Okay. As the phoenixes dissipate, that'll be 3 rounds, so there'd be like, I think, 2-ish more rounds on the ice storm. You would see some of the phoenixes dissipate into the building. Any results may have to wait a little.
Okay, got it. Cool. And then if the left one has made its way out, I will hurry into Arcanus.
Yes. Yes. Emery, what's your plan here? What you doing?
If I don't hear any other sounds of like fighting or ogres, which I'm not even gonna try doing a perception. It's low. I'm not gonna bother. He would be one mind anyways. He'd probably maybe take out something from his backpack or just simply use his short spear. But he's currently going to start digging. They're gonna be giant, but he's gonna start currently digging, like a grave.
Okay.
So you, like, while the others are dragging the bodies, he takes his short spear and you just start seeing him shovel the dirt of the ground and starts to dig.
How long does enlarge last? Is it like rounds or minutes?
No, I believe enlarge is minutes, actually.
Minutes, okay.
Yeah.
So Vale would be able to keep this for a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't cast it until basically the match started, and it's 1 minute per level, so he has it for 8 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, if Emery seems to be digging a grave, then I'll help him.
If you start to head that way, and Cece catches that Emery's gonna start digging a grave, she's going to call out, "Let's make sure that the place is empty before we start doing cleanup."
Yeah, there might be more. We might have to make a bigger hole.
Cece will point at one of the other guard towers, which I'm pretty sure this guy is big enough and tall enough that he could even be made out in the distance, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I'll point out the guy that's standing on the tower still.
Yeah, I was going to ask earlier, is that guy meant to be there, or is he just a leftover that wasn't removed?
No, he's there. I will say, Cece, Vale is going to gesture for you.
To follow him?
Roughly, yes.
Okay.
Vale is gonna crouch down and it's not too hard for you all to hear this, but there does seem to be commotion coming from the left building, and Vale is going to,
I've seen your
fire capabilities. If you're able to start a quick fire, get behind me and start a fire inside of there once I open this door.
There's a flash of essentially fire that like moves across her emerald green eyes. She just kind of smiles and says, "Oh, yes, be more than happy to do that." So just follow, like a march of almost pride behind him.
CC marching in front of you there with, like she says, pride.
A salute.
Let's reveal a little more of your attention. What you would be caring to note. I think that's reasonable. And
Smaller than I thought.
Vale is going to lift his hand to like signal to you, CC. What kind of fire would you be using?
I think I would. Prepare a. I think I would prepare a burning arc spell. And I'm not going to aim for a creature. I'm going to aim for anything that looks flammable. And both the shots are going to go towards flammable objects.
Okay.
Whether it's like hay that might be in there up against the wall, or the rafters or something like that. Like both of the separate balls of fire are going to go for flammable material.
Okay. So as he readies, I shall say, yes. This wooden building seems to have been abandoned for some time. It's in fairly poor repair and seems to almost lean against the cliff wall behind it for support. A short flight of wooden steps leads up to the single door. The building itself sits on raised timbers over the uneven, sloping ground below. Excess lumber is stored haphazardly in the space below it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's my bad. There's also the space below. That being said, I would like to. I don't believe I've described this little drainage ditch over there.
Oh, it's gonna be so gross.
It's fine. Everything's fine. What is this? Okay. Oh yeah. A vile pool of sewage sits at the base of a nook in the wall. The pool drains through a 2-foot wide sluiceway in the wall to the creek beyond, but a body is lodged headfirst inside it. That is a secondary body and a fresher body. There is a primary bloated and human-sized body stuck in the sluiceway. Yes, your body is better. Okay. So, would you follow through with the plan? As is?
Maybe does he have like clothes on him? Does he have any place to hold stuff? The body?
Oh God, which body?
The bloated one in the shitter. I mean, the sluice.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. Probably anything that was in there is probably ruined. But who knows?
Almost certainly. Either way, Vale is going to.
I think Cece, after getting a better look at the building, would kind of tap Vale on the shoulder and say, do we want to go in there? Or do you just want me to light it ablaze and we lock the door? And I will gesture to the basically kindling under the building.
Yeah. I think that would also be reasonable.
Okay. I don't think I can use. If it has to
Now
be
it
done
truly is like a crawl space. It is not open, and that's how you still were hitting the wall before. But yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
there's the
Um,
such there.
perfect. So I will look at Vale and say, figure out how to latch the door. So if anything does get out, it's going to be difficult. And I will work on lighting the building ablaze via the crawl space.
Vale is going to take actually some of the ogre hooks as you prepare yourself. He hustles over and then hustles back. And with a few decent rolls, should be able to do this. Okay, well that's a fucking 20, so yeah.
Hey!
You hear a disturbance inside as Vale is sticking these through and levering them to the point of getting stuck.
Okay. I will get to the crawl space and kind of squat down in front of it, and I will get ready to use. I'm going to use. I'm just going to blast off fire jolts, which is my cantrip. But I would like as the movement inside starts, and the initial, at least curiosity, starts of the actions that are happening outside. What I would like to do is I would like to roll a perception check now that I'm close to the building to see if I can figure out, is it a human that's in there, or do I hear like ogre tones and grumbles?
I don't even want to give you a perception check for that because it's quite obvious that these are heavy creatures with low rumbling voices.
Cool.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a lot better about this decision. Thank you. Okay.
Little did you know there were actually just human upstairs neighbors.
Oh no.
Professionally. Yeah.
Well, it's okay. They can jump out a window. We're lighting from the bottom to the top. They have a chance to get away. Would you like a couple bolts of fire, or would you like to just say that the kindling below has been lit ablaze?
I would like a couple if you don't plan on specifically setting, like, a fire starting kindling. If you're just attacking the wood, then I would like to see
If
more effort put in.
I mean, if this was an open plan that was being spoken of, Emery would probably pipe up and say, "I can probably light it up myself with less worry, if you'd like."
Two people doing the job will get it done faster. Why don't you join me?
I'll join wherever it is, and because My cantrip says it automatically lights up anything unattended on fire.
Oh, sick.
I'm gonna snap my fingers and spark it up.
Perfect.
Lovely.
I make an unattended, fine, flammable object catch on fire, and if there's kindling or whatever it is, it just goes up.
Cool. As he does that, I would like to use my jolt fire and essentially help propel what he has sparked into a bigger flame underneath it. So we just like
Mm-hmm.
double the expansion of his of the fire he started.
Okay. I would say that allows the object size to go up to small. Oh no, it would go up to diminutive. There's much more than fine. But yes, you are able to find diminutive sticks, or at least diminutive, like, branches sticking off, and the fire does begin.
Great. I think we would probably rotate. Cece would give him a nod and say, "Well done. Let's rotate. You start. I'll expand, and then we'll kind of go at that pattern from there. He'll start a fire, and then I'll expand it with mine. He'll start, expand. So instead of trying to
Wherever
get
I see any sort of flammable object, I just keep snapping my fingers to ignite.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah.
Finally, we get to set something on fire.
Typical length of a diminutive object is 6 inches to a foot, so it's not too hard to find reasonably sized sticks under there.
And I mean, even a small fire can cause smoke, and smoke kills before the fire does.
Vale is going to hold himself to leverage the ogre hooks and the door itself as they begin to, rightfully so, start banging on the doors. Does anyone speak giant?
Somebody does. I thought.
Yes, me.
Right.
Let me check my NPCs as well. Okay, not you. I never got to that. Yeah, okay. Jack is also able to provide feedback. And Artanis, you and Jack are hearing inside, and while there is absolutely slamming and smashing against the door, there appear to be like breaks in between those slamming and smashing, and you can hear the two of you inside of the building bickering back and forth about who gets to escape the fire first. Cece and Emery, you find that you no longer need to spark anything as the wood is beginning to catch quite significantly.
Lovely. Job well done. And just go back to watching the door.
Yeah, if I can do anything to help him block the door, I'll do that.
Wonderful. I mean, yeah, you can add on to his hold. You can leverage one of them while he gets the other two.
All right. I'll do that.
Yeah. So um a break. Yeah. I will take the break as a little bit of a jump in time as well. So if we would like to take a break right now, we may.
Perfect. I
No,
will put
Artanis, you may not.
Denied.
Denied. Denied. What a great way to go into the break. We will be back in
Don't make that face.
5 minutes, 10 minutes. What do
10
you
minutes
think?
sounds good.
10 minutes sounds good. Good. All right. Be back in 10.
And we're back. Very good. Okay. So, Emery, seeing that this is a war of attrition, returns to his
Oop.
shoveling. The rest of you who are up noting this, you still hear lots of commotion going on inside. But Vale and Vare especially, you realize with all the bickering going on and with it getting more and more urgent, they're not touching the door. You haven't
Nobody
had
ever
to
accused-
brace the door in a few seconds, and then it gets longer and longer and longer.
And then the voices wink out one by one.
Well, the voices are still going strong. They just...
They're just, I love ogres. Too dumb to escape a fire because they're worried about the order they escape in.
They all gotta be first.
Oh well,
Can I
perish then.
Can I do something funny?
Well, you could do something that you think is funny, and we'll judge whether it is or not.
I
That's
want to
true.
tell Vare to yell, I bet the strongest one will kill all the others and escape by themselves in giant. So you can tell them that phrase.
Oh! Can I? Would you in giant? Why don't
Vare, if you're committed to this, you can make me an intelligence check.
You're the one that knows giant, Artanis. Why don't you do it?
Because my voice isn't deep enough.
All right.
So like I'll coach you through it, like whisper it in your ear, and you can just like you can repeat it out loud in your deeper voice.
You'll be my Cyrano de Bergerac for ogre taunting.
Basically.
Always love to get a good Cyrano de Bergerac joke in there. Okay, so I guess I'll roll intelligence then. 1d20 plus gets 0, but let me check. Yep, 1d20, and that's it.
1d20.
Would I be able to help him with my perform check?
No.
Okay.
Hey!
You know, that's not bad.
16. Okay.
Not bad at all.
So Artanis is feeding you these lines, and you do not know, you do not understand the grammatical structures of giant. You're going off of vibes. Jack and Artanis are paying attention, and it's, we'll say, very soft pronunciation, but still gets the general gist. His attempts are reasonable, but not language.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make an intimidate check, I suppose.
All right. This is good. I think this one's like +8. Yes, +8. that now. I just
Oh.
that didn't work out so well. I lost the sauce on that one.
1d20 equals star.
Yep.
14.
Yeah.
Okay. You are unsure as to how much of an effect that has had.
All right. Well, I just stand here bracing.
Yes. As you sit holding the door and listening to the bickering, you feel a little bit of resistance on the door. But it's not very strong resistance.
Because they can't breathe. They waited a little bit too long to try and mount their offensive on the door. Is my character's thoughts.
And the voices begin to die down.
Fucking idiots. Well, so I take it that the entrance to the cave where the shock lizards is behind this building that we're smoking out ogres in?
If you would like to investigate that, you may check.
Yeah. I shall. Moved around right. Oh, no, I wanted to be a little bit further. Yes. Yes, right here.
Unfortunately, it appears not.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
You do catch behind you Emery pulling a bunch of muddy sludge out of the way, shockingly successfully.
Well then, now that we murdered those sleeping ogres and stupid ogres, I will help him do the thing.
Okay.
I can keep digging. I just need you. I just need some assistance getting them in the graves.
All right. Well then, yeah, I will assist in any which way.
The rest of you. Oh, I saw that, Cece.
Sure. I took 25 damage, so I'm not hurted.
Oh, wrong V.
Oh. I guess I should just be VE.
Boink. Uh, he'll nod at you and wave you. Uh, yeah, he waves you at this point. Yeah, Artanis, you look down the path. This is not barred to you. I was, uh, just trying to go after, like, attention areas. You take a look down. Um, okay. Take a look down the path, down the trail. That kind of gives you a pretty wide scope of things. It seems like a reasonable amount. That being said, um, to the right of you, this open air structure, some walls, contains several large racks for storing smoked meat. The ogres don't seem to have taken good care of the place, for everything is in a jumbled, broken ruin now. Several dead bodies lie haphazardly on the damaged smoker, slowly and inefficiently curing as the fire smolders. The smell is disturbingly flavorful. And this is wafting over to you from this building.
Disturbingly flavorful? Is that what I heard you say?
Disturbingly flavorful. These are barbecued black arrow.
Ugh.
I'm so gonna use that phrase. I like that phrase a lot. That is so morbid and I love it.
Oh boy.
Gah. Moving swiftly on from that visual in my mind.
Yeah, actually, moving swiftly on, you find anything else to draw your attention. And off to your left, at the keep itself, a single set of double doors allows entrance to the central keep of Fort Rannoch. The doors are made of oak and have been brutally battered and savaged. Crude repairs have been effected, but the doors still hang somewhat askew.
Where's your next?
I suppose we should clear out the other areas. If there are more ogres deeper in, it would be advantageous of us to make sure our backs are safe.
Right, so would that mean heading left into the double doors or right down the path to clear the buildings farther down?
I would be inclined to say the buildings, especially if we can take care of the buildings like this. And she kind of like waves her hands at probably the smoldering building.
Right, that's efficient. Is Emery ready to go?
All depends on how many I've buried at this point.
By this point, you've dug enough into the muddy earth to create a few ogre-sized piles of mud. Shockingly, you guys, whoever turns around, sees hearty farmstead levels of work going on. And Emery is probably getting assistance by Vare to
Yeah, I'm tossing them in there.
toss in, at this point, 2 of them.
Right.
2 buried, covered with dirt again, and then working on the 3rd one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you would see him working on a 3rd grave.
Emery, are you at a pausing point?
I can pause if that's needed, but I would like to get back to this when we can.
I completely understand. We are probably gonna have more that will need graves, so it might be best if we put off digging them until we know the exact count of what you will need to do.
Alright, well, that is fine by me. They may be our enemies, but they still deserve a burial. And we'll walk up, and he doesn't bother. If there's mud covering him, he really doesn't bother to brush it off. He just walks back to the group.
As he
Very
passes,
offhand. How about a funeral pyre? Would that suit your... It might be easier just to light these things on fire.
I prefer the personal touch of a burial.
Okay.
there is a personal touch and a sense of honor that tends to come from a pyre. Do you not feel that way?
Oh, no. I was just suggesting something that might go a little bit quicker, but that's just me.
A pyre would waste what they can give back to the earth.
Fair. And plus it's raining like hell, so it would be hard to start.
To that, Cece just laughs. Just laughs hearing that. Hard to start, but once you start it, you can keep it going. It's fine. But
Yes,
Yeah,
if I were to start a fire, the rain is not much of my concern either.
fair.
well, if this is the way that you choose to dispose of bodies, regardless, we can honor this decision. But unfortunately, that pile's probably going to be bigger. So let's get you a final count before you start digging the graves, so you know just how many you have to do.
I'm gonna
That
put
is
my ear on the door over here.
fine by me,
Wonderful.
as long as we can find the time to bury them.
No need, Vare. There is open air wall over here and some cutouts on the side, and the area is vacant. Again, save for the barbecued black arrow.
Yes.
You know, the disturbingly flavorful smell.
Right, exactly. The beautifully disgusting spread of meat. That's disgusting. So, are these the shock lizards?
They are certainly large lizards. They are reptilian.
And I notice there's a dead body amongst these.
You
That's
have indeed noticed, yes. Vale walks up to you, his standard size, as Jack and Shalelu are keeping a distance around.
I see.
I'm just doing a head count of every body that we pass.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch in that room over there. Alright, but you know that. You helped cause it. So I'm gonna start going to look at these lizards.
Okay. As you begin to wander off, the roof of this building collapses.
When the roof collapses, does it look like the fire's going to be put out by the rain, or does it still? Because now the rain has access to the interior, and
It certainly doesn't look like it's going to spread, at the very least.
not that I was much concerned burying those. They were going to go up in flames no matter what.
Right.
Just curious if the rain does put it out or not.
Ver, you take a closer look at these lizards, and Artanis, you look to the left.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Oh,
That's right.
This is great.
Triumph of the shock lizards.
Vale takes a look around at his handiwork.
Yes, well done, Vale.
Okay, what do we have over there? You see, to the eastern gate, that somehow they managed to break it, and so they have stuffed and shoved a whole bunch of stone and broken wood and other detritus to butt it up against the portcullis so that nobody can use it.
Ah, this one, huh?
Yes.
Interesting.
What a bunch of buttholes. So one's stuck open and the other one's closed.
I don't know if I would say stuck open, but yes.
Well, I mean, we tried to make it stick open.
Yeah.
However successful we were, we don't know.
Well, I think this one is just open.
Mostly open.
Yeah,
Because the
not
lever
all
was
way.
pulled.
The crank.
The cranking.
Because he was cranking it.
Right. Yep.
This is going to be a dead horse soon.
Like all the ones that we've been through so far in this campaign.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is our new bullet. Okay. In front of you are two buildings. On the right, a large wooden building sits against the cliffside here. The structure's southern facade is open, revealing an empty stable. On the left, this old guard post is falling apart. Most of the mortar has cracked or sloughed away, leaving stone to grind on stone. The structure itself is nearly 30 feet high.
Hmm. Yeah, we might. Yeah. If ogres try and live in human places, it's really never a good time. It just doesn't. They don't fit. Yeah, I think fire. Finally.
I'll settle with perhaps looking at the guard post. Is it dilapidated enough that we can see inside and nothing is there, or is it just kind of in shambles?
It's not dilapidated enough that it wouldn't function. I suppose, again, the stables should probably be visible. So let me open that up.
Oh, I think like a remembrance comes to Cece, and she looks over at Artanis and says, "Do you happen to see the tracks of where the ogre that was up there went?" And she will point towards the watchtower where the ogre that she had originally saw was, who is no longer there.
I can check it out.
Yeah, if you would like to check, you can make me a survival.
I would like to check the door of this building. Kind of just listen and.
Okay, perception check then. "26 survival and a 20 perception." Okay. 26 survival. You are aware of the fact that these rains and mud, the mud would absolutely leave prints. The rains are then kind of covering them. Well, okay, hold on. Percentile time. Let's really see.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a little hard to differentiate the clumpy ground from large footprints because they look remarkably similar, but you do find a bit of a pattern, and it does the bit that you can see does seem to coast past the stables in the direction of the northwest. Emery, with a 20 perception, you hear creaking. You hear the stone face and some wooden floors within creaking. That doesn't necessarily merit whether there is or is not creatures within, but it's also not the most windy of times.
Does it sound? Does the like? There's a difference in sound when a giant ogre foot is stepping on creaking wood versus like I'm stepping on creaking wood. Does it sound heavy?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like there are any ogre steps.
Okay. Well, I'll turn around, and especially after the conversation of lighting it up. I'll just look at, I guess, these three. Jack, Shalelu. I forget his name. Vale. And I'll say, while fire works, do you plan on re-inhabiting this place? Do people plan to come here and refortify it when we're gone for protection of the town?
Jack will respond to you. Frankly, that's kind of up to Haldmir Groberus's orders.
Well, then perhaps some of you would like to come over here and open the door in case there's something in there. It doesn't sound like an ogre, but I'm sure leaving as many buildings intact would be better for the odds of this place being reinforced than if they send people here and it's all completely ignited.
So yeah, Ver will get in on that action, open up the door. And get stabbed by a trap.
You can always check.
I mean, I did already say I was going to do it.
I definitely did hear the words opening the door.
Yep.
Okay, you open the door. And inside, you see a
A triangle.
You do see a triangle. You see a shoddy interior, few notes of furniture, but those that are there are no longer serviceable, as well as a section carved out, or not carved out, but built explicitly for climbing. Climbing up to the top. It is nearly 30 feet tall.
Uh-huh. Does it look like if I peek inside, is it like where the lizards were funneled?
It does not appear so. Artanis, what you are looking at, a huge pile of rubble slumps against the cliff face here, almost completely blocking a cave entrance. Emery, no, this does not seem to be related to the shocker lizards.
Okay. Well then, if I really don't notice anything of note, I'll just tell the others, you're more than welcome to head inside and investigate and find anything. And I'm just gonna come over here and start digging some graves while everything's happening.
Graves.
Yeah. Just get to work on another side.
Well, I'm going to climb up to the top of this structure here. just to see if there's anything up there.
Give me a second. I gotta check something. It has not made itself very aware of itself. I might have to make a choice for myself instead of relying on something else. Poor me. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be any help to me. Maybe that might. No. Not at all. Okay. That's fine. The two of you can make perception checks. Vare, you said you were going in?
Yeah, I was gonna go in and climb up to where I can climb up to.
Okay.
Depending on...
Yeah, I want you to also make perception checks.
Alright. Just the one or multiple?
Just one.
Okay, my perception, I believe, is +3.
Cece, you note that
It's +3.
there looks to be some space behind some
Well,
perhaps brush over in the corner. Artanis, you definitely can see a slot that is dark behind that brush. And Jack, who is next to you and sees you looking, is going to step forward and kind of point, showing a few wisps of the blackened bitterbark smoke, and pretty plainly calls out that back there is the secret entrance to that cave. And Vare with an 11.
yeah, not so good.
Not so good, but perhaps that might be useful.
Just above enough average. Just above average enough, hopefully.
You start climbing up, you get 10, 15, 20 feet up. Within the next 5 or so feet is going to be the top. And before you stick your head through the trapdoor, you catch a creak and a sniffle, a deep sniffle, and you realize, oh no, I should not stick my head up there.
Oh, wonderful.
Or, I don't know, maybe you do think you should stick your head up there, but you think that there's a risk of damage.
So with that 11, it obviously isn't good enough to see what is actually going on in there. Just good enough probably to hear.
Also, just with angles, you wouldn't be
exactly
seeing either.
Right. Well, let's try this. They're dumb as hell. I'm gonna intimidate whoever's in there and see if they'll come out and face me.
Sure.
I'm gonna put my feet on the ground to do this. Let's see, so it's a +8.
Oh, so you're gonna climb back down?
Right, yeah, and yell up
Okay.
at him. And yell up at him, make him see if I can fool him into. Yeah.
13. All right. What are you going for here?
Come on down.
Short and sweet.
Yeah. And that's
Sounds like
about
an
a 13
invite to
for
like a
it.
pool party, like a barbecue. Come on down.
Come on down. I got some
Come on
murder
down to
for you.
Bear's Barbecue Black Arrow. We got
Fresh
the latest.
murdering.
We got the greatest.
Come on down to
Murdering
Vare's
for you.
barbecue and foot massage.
Free ogre murder. Down here.
13.
Or The Price is Right.
Uh, um, you hear some harsh stomps. Maybe just 1 or 2 sets. And then, it stops.
And then the noise just stops.
I mean, it doesn't stop outright, but there doesn't seem to be motion.
Well. Guys, there's one up here.
As you
surrender,
say
we won't
that,
hurt you.
Oh,
as you say that, Vale is going to, walk up. Okay. And, it's just kind of gonna say, if Lord Mayor wishes to subsidize this again, let him. Vare, get on out here.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna yell up to him and yell up to whoever's up there. Okay, if you want to surrender, come on down. But if not, have a good one. See you on the other side. And he steps out.
Understood. Vale will look at you and just kind of resign himself. I admit, I don't think I can strike quite as hard as you. Why don't you give a good whack at it?
All right, I will do that. So just an attack.
Yeah, just an attack.
Do. It's a 15.
If I get the correct thing. 31. Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. D6 plus 10.
23. No fucking way. That is exact numbers right there.
Hoorah!
With a hardness of 8 and a damage threshold of 15, you slam your greatsword into the side of the guard tower. And yeah, I will have Vare make me a reflex save.
All right. Oh boy. Let me just check what that is real quick. Reflex of 5. Not bad.
Good.
Let's see. 5. 14.
Okay. What's that? And
That good enough? I'm hoping.
ooh. I almost dropped a die. Unfortunately, that is one shy of being able to have half damage to that.
All right, well.
As the entire near 30-foot building collapses. That will be 24 bludgeoning to you there, and for those inside.
You said 24.
Yeah, 24 for you.
Okay. Ow. Still did something really badass, though. Single stroke.
$32 damage.
Damn.
So. Unfortunately, it does in fact collapse on you. Well, once again. I think that's on the wrong layer. Can you see that?
What?
No, you cannot. Beep. Boop. As the building collapses on you, a bit more collapses on you, and I will take a quick initiative as 4 ogres, not necessarily all alive, tumble out, basically. Let's just pull this for a second. You know what?
Makes sense. I roll a -1 or a natural 1 on initiative.
No, I want such a...
God, that was
Yeah.
a good song, though.
Sorry, what was that?
The one that just, the one before this one, that was a killer beat as soon as it hit on him. I was like, yeah.
Oh no, this is far too silly a battle for you to get any epic music.
That's fair.
Might as well play the yakety sax.
It's just Benny Hill music.
Literally. Okay. What is your initiative bonus? Oh, okay, that's delightful. Shalilu is +3. Jack is also +3. And Vale is +1. Disorganized as they are, Artanis, you stand at the ready, and I'm actually going to have them have, like, tumbled out.
Okay. So would they be prone or okay.
Oh yeah, they're prone.
Alrighty. Then
Honestly, Vare, it makes total sense that you are last with the ogres.
Right.
I'll move I'll move right here
Stand by.
and just take a single slash. See if I can hit it.
23 will be plenty.
Alright. Just
Plenty three.
little amounts of damage. Oh wait, it's a 10.
10. Very good. It screams out as you cut into it while it is covered in stone dust.
Alrighty.
Next up, we have Shalelu, who is going to see this and probably focus fire on the one you are on, Artanis. So that will be 20 and 22. So $11 total damage into his side. It seems to be barely kicking around at this point, but it has not lost his faculties just yet. Jack sees the one first next to Vale and gives it a shot with a nat 1. So we're gonna ignore that one. He goes to fire and misaligns it, and the string thwips it, and it kind of just falls to the ground. And he doesn't fire again. You know what? No, he doesn't fire again. That was an interesting thing to happen. Vale next, very ready for this, and a bit apologetic for the damage sustained. Is going to run up and sink both of his axes down into, I was going to say the corpse, which isn't currently accurate, but will be. Yeah. Both of those are going to hit. So a D8 and a D6 for 12. 24 total. Yeah, he sinks those in, and it just unleashes an insane amount of damage. Emery, do you even involve yourself with this?
No, there's not much I can do anyways.
I'm not surprised. Cece.
Well, Bear's hurt, and he's down. So we do need to fix that. So we're gonna... Yeah. That's not sure. I'm just gonna... Yeah. I'm just gonna walk to Bear. Stand underneath him, apparently. And just reach down and just give him a gentle pat of cure moderate wounds. And I realize that I have this feature because I need to remember this, so it's going to go on all of my spells, June. So I'm really sorry to see this note multiple times. You get 2 additional HP on top of that.
So that's 18 total?
Yep. So with the Unicorn Bloodline, whenever I cast a spell, I get to restore a number of HP equal to double the spell level. Sorry, so it's going to be 4. So you're going to get 4 additional, so a total of 20. And I get to choose who that goes to. So I'm just going to give it straight to Bear.
All right, cool. So then it was a total of 18, right?
Total of 20 HP returned to you.
All right, sweet. All right,
Yep.
so I did only, so those 4 more.
Yippers. That'll end my turn.
Well, equal to double the spell level.
Yeah, I cast that
Yeah,
level.
plus
It's
4.
Level 2.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
for it.
Cure mod.
Yep.
Okay. The ogre is not going to risk shit by standing up and is just going to swing wildly. Artanis, frankly, you look the squishiest, so he swings at you, and at most that's a 15. I'm pretty sure there's minuses while being prone.
Yeah,
Either way.
You're wide.
Yeah, either way, you see this ogre swing wildly, almost fearfully, and just abjectly miss.
And as he overextends himself to miss,
That'll hit. That'll hit. That's what I thought.
I gave him a good chop in there.
Just another grave.
Oh, nothing big, building fell on me. No big whoop. I'm fine. Walk it off.
There. Real sorry about that. I thought it would be a little more controlled.
No, it was fun. I consciously did it, and it was badass. So I stand behind it.
It was pretty badass.
Bear and his new best friend.
We're the V
It was
bros.
like a
V-bro.
shared chest bump between them. I could see that.
Yep. Indeed.
Is there anything else new that I would need to describe? I don't think so right now. Okay. The floor is yours.
And it's
Emery
very
is
much-
getting to work.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna resume helping out Emery by tossing bodies.
When we get those in the collective area, they're still in there, and I will point to the center part of the fortress that we have yet to explore. That.
Oh.
That is
Well.
fine. They're not actively attacking us yet, so until you're ready to move, I will take this time to do what I can.
And I too.
I think I'll inch my way closer to the front. See if I can hear anything or see anything.
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and make a perception check. "22. "22.
22.
Unfortunately, the building is a bit too large and the walls a bit too thick for you to make out anything shy of a battle.
What do I learn about the double doors?
I will, however,
Oh.
grab you in your current state. How close do you get to the double doors?
Just off to the side.
Sure. Um, for the you know what? I'm ending the session pretty soon, so this will just be just the little rat with a knife. You can see this new map, yes?
Yes.
Okay, very good. You're trying to listen in, trying to hear. You don't seem to catch much of anything, really. The doors, as you see it, are definitely scuffed. Scuffed is a great way to put it. If you would like to make an assessment of it, I can have you roll another check. But as for how it looks at an initial glance, it looks, well, if there was any locking mechanism, which you likely think that there was, almost certainly is ineffectual at this point. Anything holding it together is prayers and the doors themselves being jammed.
Oh.
If
Okay.
you would like anything specific, it would require like a check.
Okay. Yeah. You said the doors are jammed. Can I tell by what? Is it kind of just like awry and it's
Do
like
you
wedged?
yeah? Do you have knowledge engineering?
I do.
If you could roll that.
Yep.
With a 23 knowledge engineering, very good. Well, you were able to suss out yourself that they were jammed, and they seem to be jammed with themselves. They are slightly off the hinges, and it is simply the heavy doors and their positioning that are sort of having them be stuck.
Okay.
With a 23 engineering as well, it looks like they won't swing open easily, but a bit of prying would be able to get them open. The DC is a DC 16 strength check.
Okay. I'm not going to do that. I
Just
think
letting you
there's
know
too
the
much.
condition.
Yeah. I think there's too much at risk here. Too many unknowns and too big of an empty spot on the map for me to want to try that. But the door is off its hinges. Would I be able to peer through the opening caused by the ajar door?
You may give me a perception check
Okay.
as you get ever so close to the door. 21 to see the spear going into your eye. No, I'm kidding. I'll get back to you.
Sounds good.
In session 70.
Hooray!
Oh man. Okay.
That was nice.
Ah, that was good. That was a great way to end it.
Super nice. That session.
Good, 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 good.
Nice.
We're tackling this, guys. We got this. We're on our way.
Yep. We killed a bunch of people with lizards.
We did. That was highly effective.
And fire. And gravity.
Fire. Gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Hitting as many elements as we can.
Mm-hmm.
As you should.
Exactly. Right. Great game as always. That was a lot of fun. We'll powwow again in 2 weeks. Excited to see what's behind door number 2. And for now, everybody say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye,
Bye, YouTube.
YouTube.
Bye YouTube. Happy dungeon delving, everyone.
Eat.